Who would win in a fight between the Hulk and Doomsday? This is one of the most debated matchups in comic book history. On one side, we have Marvel's Green Goliath, the embodiment of rage. On the other, DC's ultimate killing machine, a creature literally designed to conquer death itself. Both are powerhouses of destruction, capable of leveling cities and shrugging off attacks that would vaporize lesser beings. So, let us break down this epic clash of titans to figure out who would really come out on top. First, let's talk about the Incredible Hulk. Dr. Bruce Banner, a brilliant scientist, was caught in a gamma bomb explosion. Now, whenever he gets angry or stressed, he transforms into a green-skinned monster with virtually limitless strength. The key phrase here is limitless strength. The angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he becomes. This isn't just a saying, it's a core aspect of his power. He has lifted mountains, held tectonic plates together, and even punched through dimensions. His durability is just as insane. He can withstand the heat of the sun, nuclear explosions, and blows from cosmic beings. Add to that a healing factor that can regenerate organs and limbs in moments, and you have a nearly unstoppable force of nature. But the Hulk isn't just one single being. Over the years, there have been many versions, from the cunning but weaker Grey Hulk to the intelligent Professor Hulk, and the ultra-powerful World Breaker Hulk. For this battle, we'll focus on the most common and powerful iteration, the Savage Hulk, who is fueled by pure, unadulterated rage. His weakness? Well, it's tied to his strength. If you can calm him down, he reverts to the much more vulnerable Bruce Banner. Also, while incredibly durable, he can be harmed by beings of similar or greater strength, or with certain types of energy or magical attacks. Now, let's turn our attention to Doomsday. If the Hulk is a product of a scientific accident, Doomsday is the result of a horrific, deliberate experiment. He was created on a prehistoric Krypton, a world so hostile that everything died instantly. A scientist named Bertrand repeatedly cloned a baby, sent it out to be killed by the brutal environment or its savage creatures, and then collected the remains to clone it again, each time making it stronger. Through this accelerated, brutal form of evolution, the creature developed the ability to adapt and regenerate from any injury, becoming immune to whatever killed it before. This is his single greatest power, reactive evolution. You can't kill him the same way twice. He once died from being punched to death by Superman. But when he came back, he was so durable that even Superman's full-force punches couldn't put him down for good. Doomsday possesses super strength that rivals, and at times exceeds, that of Superman. He's incredibly fast, durable enough to withstand Superman's heat vision, and has bony protrusions that are sharp and strong enough to pierce Kryptonian skin, which, as we all know, is no easy feat. Doomsday is pure rage and destruction, a biological weapon with no other purpose than to kill everything in its path. His main weakness is that, while he can be defeated, he always comes back stronger. However, he has been shown to be vulnerable to extreme energy, like that of the Radiant, or being completely atomized so there's nothing left to regenerate from. So, the stage is set. Let's imagine the fight. Round 1. Hulk and Doomsday are dropped into a deserted, indestructible wasteland. There are no innocent people to worry about, just pure, uninhibited combat. The fight would start explosively. Both are brawlers. They wouldn't waste time with strategy, they'd charge at each other like two freight trains colliding. The initial clash would shake the very ground. Punches would fly, each one capable of shattering mountains. In the early stages, their strength might seem comparable. Doomsday has the raw power to go toe-to-toe with Superman, and he would land some devastating blows on the Hulk. The Hulk, in turn, would hit back with equal ferocity. This is where it gets interesting. Doomsday's bony spurs could pierce Hulk's skin, causing significant damage. This would cause the Hulk immense pain. And what happens when the Hulk feels pain? He gets angry. And what happens when he gets angry? He gets stronger. This is the central dynamic of the fight. Every injury Doomsday inflicts on the Hulk just adds fuel to the fire. Doomsday's attacks would make Hulk stronger and his healing factor would kick in, repairing the damage. Doomsday, on the other hand, is a static powerhouse in the short term. His strength doesn't increase with his emotions. So, as the fight drags on, the power balance begins to shift. Hulk's strength would start to escalate, slowly but surely eclipsing Doomsday's. He'd start landing heavier and heavier blows, pushing Doomsday back. The monster who killed Superman would find himself facing an opponent whose power level is constantly rising with no apparent ceiling. Hulk would eventually become strong enough to seriously injure Doomsday, perhaps even ripping off one of his limbs. But this is where Doomsday's greatest advantage comes into play. Let's say Hulk manages to beat him into submission, even to the point of death. He punches him so hard that Doomsday stops moving. Hulk wins, right? Not so fast. This is just the first encounter. After some time, Doomsday would regenerate. And when he comes back, he would have evolved. He would now be immune to the level of brute physical force that Hulk used to defeat him. This is the nightmare scenario for any opponent. In their second fight, Hulk's punches would have a diminished effect. Doomsday, however, would still be able to injure the Hulk. Maybe this time, Doomsday's body has adapted to produce a specific energy or toxin that negates Hulk's healing factor, or his bone protrusions become even sharper and more durable. The second fight would be much harder for the Hulk. He would have to get even angrier, pushing his strength to levels rarely seen before, perhaps reaching the world breaker state, where he emits so much gamma energy that his mere presence is a destructive force. In this state, he might be able to overpower Doomsday again, perhaps by vaporizing him with a massive gamma burst. This might be a way to permanently put Doomsday down, by leaving nothing to regenerate from. But that's a huge if. World Breaker Hulk is an extreme state, not his default mode. The more likely scenario is a brutal, drawn-out war of attrition. Hulk can't kill Doomsday with brute force twice. Doomsday can't put the Hulk down for good because making him angrier just makes him more powerful. It's a vicious cycle. So, who wins? It really depends on the conditions of the fight. If the goal is a single knockout, Hulk probably takes the first round. His escalating power level would eventually overwhelm Doomsday in their initial encounter. He has the raw strength to incapacitate Doomsday, as Superman did. But if we're talking about a definitive, final victory, who would be the last one standing, forever? The advantage has to go to Doomsday. Here's why. The Hulk's power, while theoretically limitless, is still tied to a mortal, Bruce Banner. Eventually, there's a limit to the physical punishment he can endure before being knocked out or forcibly calmed down, even if just for a moment. Doomsday has no such limitation. He is a perpetual engine of destruction and adaptation. He can be defeated, but each defeat is just a lesson for his body. He would keep coming back, stronger and more resistant each time. Eventually, he would evolve a specific counter to the Hulk. Maybe he'd develop the ability to absorb gamma radiation, turning Hulk's own power against him. Or maybe he'd evolve a way to mentally attack the Hulk, reverting him to Banner. Once Banner is exposed, it's over. Doomsday is relentless and has no off switch. The Hulk does. While the Hulk is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, Doomsday's core concept is being the ultimate survivor. He is a walking, breathing, no-limits fallacy, made real. He exists to overcome and kill anything that can kill him. So, while Hulk might win the battle, maybe even several battles, Doomsday's ability to adapt and return from death means he would almost certainly win the war. It's a terrifying thought, but that's what makes Doomsday such an ultimate threat. What do you guys think? Is there a version of the Hulk that could permanently defeat Doomsday? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic comic book battles.